Hello and welcome to my channel. Again, we're here. I can't believe it. Sunday and Supernatural Sunday. We're looking at season 1, and today's episode is episode 4, and it's Dead in the Water. It's 43 minutes long, and it was first aired on the 27th of September 2005. Sam and Dean is sat in a diner. Dean's looking through the papers to see anything suspicious, and Sam's saying, moaning about the situation. He wants to find his girlfriend's killer, and Dean saying, "We are here to find Dad and the killer of your girlfriend, but we're going to kill every creature between here and them." You know what I mean? So if I can find something in the paper which is suspicious, that's where we're going. Blah blah blah. Anyway, he circles a piece in the paper. A suspicious death, a drowning, acted as either suicide or just suspicious. But so they drive to a small town in Wisconsin. I don't know. Yeah, Wisconsin, and it's to find out what's going on. You know, there's been a few drownings. And they go and investigate. So yeah, they get to the town and they go to the local sheriff's office and pretend to be FBI or Wild Fish and Game investigating the lake, because that's where they've been dying. Something Fish and Game, in America it's Wild Fish and Game. It's an organisation to look after, where you get your hunting licences from and blah blah blah, and they look after the waterways and the forests and that. This sheriff is standoffish, but giving them information, but he's ruling them suicides. There's no mystery about it. Unexplainable, thought to be suicides, and not accidental drownings. And and then because what you see is you see a family living by the lake. It's an old cabin, and they've got a dock and that, and the girl is a swimmer. She swims for her school, and she practices every day in the lake. Anyway, she goes in the lake and she's swimming along, and all of a sudden she gets pulled under, and died. So yeah, that's the one suspicious death. The daughter of the sheriff comes in with her son, and again, you don't see, but her husband, the boy's father, is being killed. So that's two different families. Family member is being killed, and there's a few others of the same family. So yeah, Dean takes a liking to the girl, and he's trying to flirt with her, and as he does, he's either, if he's not flirting with a girl, he's eating, and if he's not eating, he's drinking. You know what I mean? It's like all what's in his life is drink, girls, and food. It's crazy, but anyway, she's got a little boy who's very traumatized, and he goes over to him because he's drawing in the park, and sits down, and he takes an instant liking to this boy, and he's just he like there's something about him, like he can see himself, you know. He was traumatized by his mom's death as a kid, and he's been traumatized as his dad's death. And anyway, so he starts drawing. This is, you know, he's not talking, the lad. So Dean draws a picture of his family. He goes, this is my mom, and this is my dad, and this is me and my brother. This is my family. I know how you're going. I witnessed my mom's death. You know, so if you want to tell me anything, I'll believe whatever you say. And he doesn't do anything. And then so Dean walks away and carries on talking to anyway, this lady who he's talking to, her character's name is Andrea Barr, Barr in the thing, but it's played by Amy Anker. She was in one of my other favourite series, Angel. She was stuck in the parallel the universe they had to go to, and they got her out, if you know what I mean. She was a librarian and opened the book, if you remember. And anyway, I've got another thing. Amy Anker. I like the actress. You know, she's been in another favourite of mine. And her son is played by Nico McCowan, Lucas. So yeah, Lucas and Andrea. So that's another. Anyway, goes back to the family where the girl got killed, and the brother now is in the basement. The husband, the dad, is like drinking beers and just not saying anything. He's like sitting on the dock, just watching the water and just refusing to talk. And anyway, the lad's caught some fish or something, and he's gutting them in the basement. And suddenly this water, brown, murky lake water, starts filling up the sink and overspilling. So he thinks the sink is blocked, and you know, he turns the water off because it's coming out the tap. And as he's pulling the plug, he pulls the plug out, but it's still not unblocked. So he puts his hand down, and it's quite a deep sink. It's one of these you see in all American, like a wash basin. You pre-wash your clothes in it. And he's pulled under the water, you know, and his head's under the water, and he drowns, and then the water just mysteriously goes down the plug hole. So that's two members of the same family drowned in suspicious circumstances. So Sam and Dean investigate that death, and they say, look, there's obviously something which can be travelled through water, and you know, it's an evil spirit or an entity or a demon, you know. And they go back to the sheriff, and then now the sheriff is saying, look, lads, you know, just there's nothing going on, you know, blah blah blah. He's well on the defensive, so that they see that as suspicious, and say, look, there's something going on between you and this other family, you know. We need to know what's happened in the past, you know. Anyway, they find out they see a picture of a scout group, and the person, the one family and the sheriff's is all in the same scout group, and they ask his daughter, has anything happened in the past, and she says one of the lads from the scout group went missing. So they go and trace the family, and yeah, sure enough, a lad's went missing, riding home from the scouts one day. No trace of nothing of him. They just think he's run away, but she says he wouldn't run away. You know, he wouldn't say, but he wouldn't even go out to scouts if he didn't have to. So it turns out that he is the spirit in the water, because they always used to pick on him, and there was they was all swimming and that, and they was dunking him under the water and holding him underwater just for a laugh, you know. Well, they was bullying him. But it turns out they held him under the water too long and he passed away. And he was the evil spirit. And they said to the sheriff. Anyway, the lad then draws this lad has got like predicting, you know, for somehow he's, because he drew the cabin with the red roof where the lad got killed, where he got drowned and pulled under the sink. He drew the cabin and gave it to Dean. And anyway, they're at her house. They want to speak to her again, the woman, Amy, Andrea, so Amy Anchor. And they're knocking on the door, and the lad answers in distress, and shows them that his mum's drowning in the bath, because what she's done, she's run a bath, and the water's coming, rising up, and actually someone's dragging her down. So Sam pulls the mother out of the water, really, you know, nearly half drowned, and Dean's holding the lad back, you know, just so he's not nowhere near the water. And anyway, the woman explains that she can hear a little boy saying, "Please come play with me." So yeah, so this spirit is travelling through the water, taking revenge on the two lads' two families. So and then the little boy literally goes out the door, goes into the middle of the woods by their house, because it used to be the Showers' house, but now the girls live in there, and points at the ground. And so Sam and Dean thinks, the lad's buried there. So he tells them to go into the house, and they start digging, but they hit metal, and it's the lad's bike where, you know, went missing. It's the red bike, he went missing. So that's like 2 or 3 predictions now, this lad thing. And while this is happening, the sheriff comes and like pointing the gun at them, going, "Look, you know, leave it now. Get lost. You're not. I've figured out you're not wild fishing game." So and he's shaking and all that, and he's saying, "Well, we know what's happened. You and so and so's killed this lad when you was a little, and you've please don't tell me you've let him go in the lake, because we need to burn the bones before anybody else is killed." And he's like, you know, ready to shoot them, because he's scared that it's all going to come out and he's going to lose his job and whatever. So anyway, his daughter comes out and says to the lad, "Stay in the house, don't move, lock the doors." So the daughter comes out, tells her dad to don't be stupid, and asks him, "Did you kill anybody when you was younger?" And he's like shaking, and he's like, anyway, he confesses to being an accident. It was an accident. They was held him under the water for too long, and they just let him go in the water and not said anything for years. And meanwhile, the dad of the one family goes into the water, because he said he doesn't want anybody else being hurt of his family, you know, because it's slowly picking off all the families, cousins, brothers, uncles, nieces, nephews. So he goes into the water and accepts as his fate that he's going to have to be with this lad, this spirit, forever in the bottom of the lake. Anyway, the little lad, I'm all over the place, sorry. The little lad goes through trans thing again. He's like, he looks at the water and looks back at them lot arguing outside, or on the front, and goes to the lake, onto the dock, and one of his toy soldiers is floating on the water. So he's bending down to pick this toy soldier up. Then they notice him on the dock and they start running. Anyway, he gets dragged under. So Sam and Dean jump in to try and save this lad. Can't find him at all. And then the sheriff, you know, pleading with the spirit, because he sees the spirit then. He sees the head of the little boy, like all grey and, you know, wrinkled. he sees the spirit of the little boy, and he's like really in shock, but he knows what he's got to do. Meanwhile, Sam and Dean's still swimming down trying to find this lad. But anyway, so the sheriff stops walking into the water saying, please take me instead, I am sorry, it was an accident, please forgive me, leave my family alone, take me. Anyway, eventually the sheriff just walks in up to his head, and then he gets pulled under, and then Sam comes up, can't find the lad, shaking his head, looking for Dean. Dean taking a really long time to come up. Anyway, all of a sudden Dean pops up and he's carrying the boy, and the boy like is unconscious, and then he starts moving and coughing, and so yeah, it ended where the evil spirit just dissipated, because the sheriff, the two people who drowned him, give up their lives for to be with him, so they just all went, and either it all ended. So and then after that, the lad started speaking. There was all the rest of the sheriff department was all investigating. Come and spoke to the girl, and Sam and Dean again. They just slide away and get ready to go. So after the next day, they're just about to leave, and Andrea and Lucas come with a platter of food and say, this is for the journey. And she ends up giving Dean a kiss and thanking him very much. And Dean gets down and on his knees and speaks to the little boy and says, look after your mother, she's very special, and you're the man of the family and all this, giving him the and then goes on their way basically, and that's the end of that episode. Yeah, it was a brilliant episode. I know I waffle on a bit. It was called Dead in the Water. It was 43 minutes long, and that's episode 3. Episode 4, it's called, we've got to look forward to next Sunday. It's The Phantom Traveller. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this sort of thing and you like Supernatural and you want to I do other stuff. This is just a weekly review of the Supernatural. So yeah, thank you very much. If you like what you see, please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Doesn't cost an out, and it'll help me out tremendously. I'm thanking every single one of my subscribers. It's absolutely brilliant. They just keep going and going. I'm a new channel, an old collector, but a new channel. And to get the subscribers I'm getting, and to get the watchers I'm getting, it's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to let you go because I'm waffling. Bye for now.